Okay, and we're back.
Yay!
Cool. So I think we
Sweet.
were about to like jump into a little bit of like narrative framing and things like that. So I think we're starting on a a picturesque. I mean, this always ends up in the British countryside for me. Just mentally, it's there's
Yeah.
there's some sheep in dry stone walled paddocks and like an oak tree half falling over a road somewhere and a farmer on a tractor shielding himself as he drives through it and all those sorts of things and
Lake with a birdhouse.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those towns that just has like one industrial building on like one side of it, that just like that's the blight on the picturesque thing with like the smoke coming out of it. It's where they make glass jars or something.
But it's sort of just far enough away that it's like, no, that somewhere else
That's over
is
there,
like that.
you
We're
know?
not like that.
We don't rely on that for our lifestyle. It's fine. But yeah, so yeah, we definitely see like the looming very square shape of the pickle bottling factory or whatever. Looms behind like the quaint little church and the schoolyard. And I think we probably see. I'm gonna put your names in your. Where am I? Jason, you are Betty. Cool. So I think we definitely see like
Yes.
Betty like running down the street with like a hoop with like. Did we say it was a stick and hoop?
Yes, no.
Yeah.
So I've been doing some research in the break. So it's a stick and hoop, but she's not running; she's roller skating.
Okay.
Because that was a thing in the 30s.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to figure out if she's dual wielding yo-yos because those were also popular. But there's at least one yo-yo in action, and then potentially two. Potentially she brings out the second one. When she doesn't need that extra hand.
Yeah, well, you need one. I'm imagining in my head that you've got a yo-yo and you're using the yo-yo to like push the hoop
Oh yes,
somehow.
yeah, that's right. I mean, quick 3, so I reckon
you are
she can do
maximum
that.
quickness. Awesome.
I think that Susan is sat against a tree watching this, being like, this looks incredibly fun and incredibly cool, but I can't let anyone know that I think that. So she's just kind of scoffing at you. She's just like,
Yeah.
do less things.
What
Uh.
what book have you got in your lap, Susan?
I am reading the very disinterested book of girls that are not interested in anything. Shut up! You don't know me.
Lines to make boys fuck off. Awesome. Goldie, do we see you in the scene, or are you off somewhere? Like, do we like cut to somewhere else where you are,
I think
or do you just come and
Oh, no.
dump dirt into the book?
I think my eldest sister has somewhat perhaps tied me to the tree because I
Oh,
keep
yeah.
wandering off. And so I started like digging underneath one of the roots. like a
Yeah.
dog might tie to a tree perhaps.
It's like you're not quite on a leash, but you're on essentially like the equivalent of a backpack made of string that is tied to the tree. So it's like you can move around, you just can't leave the tree. So I don't have to actually put any effort into looking after you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel like at 8, like you could probably. At 8, are you choosing not to be untied, or are you?
Well, there's mud there, right? Like
That's a
she
good
doesn't
point.
have to
You don't
go
have to go far from
anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm quite an absent-minded 8-year-old that may have not even actually noticed that I'm tied to the tree.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I'm just like,
I'm looking.
I think it's more like, it's not that being tied to the tree is going to stop you leaving, but if you took the time to untie yourself, I'd probably notice you doing
That's
that.
a good point.
So
Yeah.
that just buys me some time to if I check in on you every 3 or 4 minutes, you probably won't have had time to untie yourself.
It's more of a psychological restraint than anything else.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just like
dear.
you could untie yourself, but I'll notice.
Cool. I think I want to know, like, is this a like an after school, or is it like a Sunday, or like
I feel like
we
this is like a
skipping out on
summer
something?
holidays or
Summer
something
holidays, yeah,
where we've
right.
we've been off school for a
Yeah,
little
summer
while.
holidays.
Like
Yeah.
we're just kind of not really doing anything with our days. We're just sort of whatever.
Cool. I'm gonna get Susan to make a quick roll to avoid being to avoid hitting a woman in a big dress who's coming down the lane. I think you probably recognize her as the head of the like women's Bible study group at the church here.
Yeah. Wait, Susan or Betty?
Oh, sorry, Betty. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you're the one on roller skates. So it's a quick roll. So it's 2d6 plus. Nice, awesome. So she comes out of one of these like older buildings with the like red bricks and the slates, the slate tiles, and
Yeah.
and yeah, she just like bustles out of the door herself, and you're like heading towards her. And like, how do you handle that situation? Do you just come to a stop, or do you like skate around, or what's
Yeah,
that
I
look
think
like?
I probably flick the hoop up with the yo-yo, and it kind of just flies over, and she watches it in slow motion, like Free Willy, as it kind of goes over her head, and it's it's pretty enjoyable for her. but nobody sees it. It's
I mean, well, she sees
except
it.
for her.
Yeah, except for her. And
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah. She sees it.
Yeah. Sorry, and she like she like to like takes a step back and is like, Betty, you are very skilled with those things. I'm looking very
I
much.
totally planned that.
Yeah, she's like, I'm looking very much forward to when you turn 15 and can join the lacrosse team. She turns and sees the three of them. And she's like, and it's like, the three of you girls, have you seen your brother about? I wanted to ask him about some things for church.
No. That's about as much as you get out of me. It's just no.
She's like,
No
she's like,
extrapolation.
yeah,
no.
she's like, that is unfortunate, Susan. If you find him, could you please tell him to come and have a word with me? I think I have some exciting ideas about how we can get the Young Men's League involved in the weekly service.
If I see him, I guess. If I see him,
She's like, that's good. Don't go chasing too many boys now, Susan. Yeah, and so-
boys.
yeah, she goes like bustling off down the road, and like we hear like the birds in the like the that big oak tree like having a little fit. They're probably making a nest or something. And I think at this point, like the sun is starting to like turn a bit golden, as the afternoon is starting to come to a close. I think we should jump forward a little bit in time. What is the thing I want to know that first makes you think that something is properly off? Where do we see you? What are you doing?
I think we've possibly all gone off somewhere together. Like, possibly our parents have been bugging us that we've been a bit too just stuck around the house. It's like, no, it's a nice day. We live in rural England, in nice small village. Go off and explore. Actually do something as a group of siblings. Go off and just have a walk or something. And we
Go
are
tip a
all...
cow.
Sorry?
Go tip a cow.
Go tip a cow, exactly. Like, go off into the fields and just be away from the house for a bit. So I I see that we're all sort of just like, I'm very begrudgingly there because I have to look after the other two. The other two are a lot more positive, maybe, about like, yeah, we're going off in the woods or the fields, hooray!
Are there woods here? I assume there's got to be woods within like walking distance, right? Like that's.
Yeah, there's probably woods near rural English town.
Is the name of that town Englishton?
I was gonna go with like rural Shire.
Ruralshire. Welcome to Ruralshire.
Yes, there are definitely some woods within walking distance of Ruralshire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like so is that we're like on the on like the edge of the woodlands then?
I suppose, yeah, we're sort of just walking across the fields towards the edge of the woods, maybe.
Yeah. Cool. What's the thing that like kind of sets you off?
I think maybe Hubert, maybe he was with us, and
Right.
he's gone into the
Oh,
woods
yeah.
to like do a manly thing, like catch a
Yeah.
rabbit or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's not back yet. And the sun's beginning to gold. So
Yeah. Definitely. I
Maybe
like the fact
maybe
that
he
you-
promised that we'd be able to play some like old timey tennis with there's like old timey rackets, the wooden rackets, and I'm like, come on, we're supposed to play doubles. It's getting dark. I got all
Yeah.
these rackets.
I like the idea of like unbalanced doubles of like Hubert and Susan versus Eddie and Goldie.
Well, I think that's somewhat balanced out by the fact that like I'll hold the racket, but I won't really make any effort to hit. So it's really
Yeah.
only Hubert versus the other two.
Yeah,
feel like
and then
people-
with my roller skates, I can really get around the court fast.
I feel like you definitely like all got tennis rackets with you as you're like approaching this
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
the
Yeah.
woods.
yeah.
But yeah,
Goldie's digging with the racket. It's
Yeah. And I was like balancing a pile of dirt on my racket, which
and, like
I
shaking
played
it until like
very
only the cool fit, like the
difficult
worms and things are left.
Yeah,
Yeah, like sieving it. Cool, awesome. So yeah, so we're like at this point, I think we're at we're definitely into the like part of the like the dusk where it's like properly like everything's now like that orangey pink, and like the shadows from the there's like the long grass that you're in casts shadows on you, and the woods are like it's that part of it's reached that point where the woods are effectively nighttime, right? Because it's whereas out here the day still lingers, and so we see the three of you approaching. What are your like expressions? I'm assuming that I can guess Susan's, but what are your demeanors?
I think I'm sort of walking in like somewhat oblivious to the fact that like this might be a little bit scary for our younger children with us, just because it's it's dark. That's a thing that might be worrying to kids. But Susan's just a bit oblivious to it. It's like, it's fine. In we go. Off we go. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Goldie, are you okay?
I think like how I realized it was dark was that I found it harder and harder to see the things on my racket, and I was just like, oh my god, this is getting like, oh, it's dark, and perhaps like I bumped into Susan with my racket of dirt.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, there's dirt all over me. Look where you're going.
I'm like, Daddy, back me up.
You are not being backed up.
I want to know what's the sound that you hear from the woods that makes you suspicious. First of all, we obviously hear that the owl, the BBC owl. We obviously hear that. Yeah.
oh
Exactly.
yeah.
And then like shortly after that, we hear some kind of sound from the woods that is maybe upsetting or suspicious.
I'm gonna suggest that maybe what we hear is kind of like swirling wind with some wind chimes. It's just sort of like a little bit twinkly, but
Ooh,
also very
yeah.
sort of just.
Yeah, and I think perhaps the crickets have stopped. There isn't the
mhm.
Oh yeah.
There's
And that-
conspicuously little woodlife sound now that the owl has stopped.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like like Goldie will have noticed the crickets like immediately, right? Like, yeah. I'm just gonna have a look at what, because I think, I want to. I think someone's going to make a smart roll here. Who wants to do it? This is to notice something. So it's a kind of a perception. It's a spotting things.
my smart is 1. And so
Mine
far,
is.
not much.
Oh, sorry. Mine is 2.
Mine is very low.
Yeah. So maybe Susan, do you want to try and roll for this spotting of something?
Yep. 1 second. So that's what 2d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Oh, excellent.
Woohoo!
All right. So I think you. I think you spot. Is it like a hat or like a vest that belongs to Hubert, like caught on a tree?
I think a vest is more unsettling because like a hat can blow off someone's head. A vest, you don't typically take your vest off in the woods.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's just sort of snagged on a tree branch and it's very obviously his.
Yeah.
And the first thing I do is I grab Goldie's hand and I just sort of like hold on to her by the arm. I'm just a bit sort of like, oh, okay, something's not quite right here and I don't want you running off.
Yeah, and I think as you like do that, that sound of the wind chimes picks up again, and all of the wind comes up behind you and starts like blowing in, and all of the grass blows towards the woods, and we see the vest like shake against the tree and then like let go and fly into the darkness.
And that's when I noticed that Susan is holding my arm because I've just sort of launched forward a little bit and
Yeah.
been like,
Right.
That was Hubert's vest, right?
yeah, Buzz, let's go.
I'm not so look. Hubert wouldn't have taken his vest off for no reason. Maybe we should turn back.
No, we need to go find him.
This really seems like a kind of thing we should go get adults for. Maybe
We're losing the light. We've probably only got half an hour. That's only like a set, if that.
Like, I look. If Hubert's if he's lost in the woods already, I don't want us getting lost in the woods. I really think we should just like turn back. And at this point, I've got Goldie by the arms and I'm turning to walk away.
So my question here: are you using your strength or your smart to try and convince them, or your true? Your true might actually be really valuable here.
I guess I'll go with true, which is
Yeah,
what would that be? Let's go with true to try and convince them.
Yep, and I think the two of you can both roll odd, or so odd if you want to like try and be what's the word for like when you're just opposing, right? Or
Defiant.
Defiant. Or you could roll quick to try and just run in there without her.
Okay.
So you've got 10 to beat.
It's time to be an investigator, says Hawk.
Oh God, Hawk. Oh dear. So what are we rolling with?
I got 11. Yes.
Was that with your odd, or was that with your?
What
or with
skill
your,
was that
with
on?
your
Oh.
quick?
I haven't decided.
Are they both the same?
They are. I was like.
Well, let's put that to Laura then. Laura, what would you prefer that be?
I kind of picture you more like running off and just being like, nope, I'm gonna go find him.
Yeah, right. So you just like wriggle free and like
Yeah.
you do the thing where you go completely limp until you're like
yeah.
not able to be held anymore, and then you just like up on your feet and choo. What do you? So that's happening, Betty. What's your?
I think as soon as I see Goldie run off, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, the decision's made, and I'm just gonna chase off after her because I want to find Hubert as well.
Yeah.
Get to this tennis.
I run off after them mainly because I don't want to get in trouble. I am the stick in the mud. I don't want to get told off for this, so I guess
Yeah.
I'm following them.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole time that that Hubert was away previously, like you became the one that was responsible for the little kids, right? Like Hubert had always been that, and suddenly it was you, and so it's been like a
Yeah, it's the case of like if one of them like trips over a branch in the dark and breaks their arm, and I have to go back and be like, I wasn't there, and then they broke their arm. I'm the one that's in trouble. I don't want to have to deal with that kind of drama. So like. You know, it's not that I don't want you to break your arm. It's just if you do, I don't want to be shouted at that I wasn't paying attention. I want to at least say I paid attention to you doing it.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it happen.
Yeah, and it wasn't my
I at
fault.
least told you not to do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Goldie, what's it like running into this forest? What are the things you? What's it look like in here? What's it smell like? You're. I feel like you're a person with a very strong like sense of smell is very involved in the things you do.
Okay. It smells very very damp but sweet in a way. And the sweetness is coming with the wind. It's one of those things. Actually, so it's not because the wind's coming from outside. The sweetness is definitely forward.
Okay.
So, yeah. And the leaves and things that I'm hitting are actually softer than usual as well. Like I think I noticed that they feel like those fluffy leaves instead of the sort of harsh sticks and branches that I expected.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you're expecting like big heavy like oak leaves and things like that, and hard abrasive ash trees and things like that.
It seems to be generally spiky, but it feels almost like it's sort of patting me. Yeah.
Betty, what? So you hear the sound of tiny feet in front of you. But it's masked. The sound is like slightly masked by something. What are the sounds that you're hearing now?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's darker in the forest than I expected it to be. So I was chasing after Goldie, but she's kind of like, I'm not sure. I can still hear her running forward somewhere in front of me, but I can't see her anymore. I don't know. It's a little bit scary, but I know that my oldest sister is behind me, and I'm chasing after the younger one. So I'm just kind of gonna keep going forward.
Cool. Susan, you enter the forest. What are the feelings? What are the both the tactile sensations and the what's going through your head as you cross that line, you know?
Very, very quickly, I lose sight of them, and I know that they weren't that far in front of me, and I'm a bit concerned that I can't see them already. I've not noticed any of the sensations of the woods getting softer than expected or anything. For me, it's just, this is woods. It's one big sort of just generic block of, this is the woods. My siblings are somewhere in front of me. Just kind of panicked running forwards, just like this isn't funny now. This was this was amusing maybe for half a second. Very quickly, I'm like, just get back here. I'm really not enjoying you having run away. I am.
Are you calling out into the forest?
Yeah, I guess I'm calling forward, just being like, just get back here. A lot of exasperated,
Yeah, right. Like
not
like,
quite words. Like
Yeah.
it keeps trying to be shouts that should just be like, "Hey, you two, get back here!" But it's more just,
Yeah.
get back here.
Yeah, like, is it that thing of like every time you're trying to like do the teenage like important voice thing, like the fear kind of grabs your throat?
I think it's a few conflicting
Yeah.
things. It's the trying to not let them know that I care, trying to sound confident and in control, but also being scared of the fact that I can't see them and that I'm worried about not finding them because I know reasonably it's dark and it's quite difficult to find them if they don't go in a straight line.
Yeah.
And all three of these are coming together and I'm just not quite getting sentences out while trying to be
Being a teenager is
apathetic
so
but in
complicated.
control but also not scared.
Yeah, yeah. You're definitely having that like, and like a lot of these emotions are like kind of new to you in certain ways, right? Like you're like, I'm not used to
Yeah.
having to be an adult. This is a and you don't have the words for it.
I like to think I'm better at all of those things than I am, which is why I'm sort of caught off guard by the fact that I'm not making proper sentences, that it's just sort of exasperated, get back here sentence fragments.
Yeah.
I think that I wasn't scared until I heard Susan, and I could tell that she was scared, and I was like, oh, there's a possibility of being scared right now. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I am.
Ben,
Do you hesitate at all in your running forwards?
Well, I think.
Yeah, I think I.
So I think what I want to do is I'm going to cut back to you in a second, mate. Betty, you hear you hear Goldie's footsteps stop somewhere in front of you. What do you do? They just completely go silent.
Well, I think, I think like I'd want to find her and I'd want to get us all back together. So I'm gonna
You've
stop
lost
as
that audio
well.
cue is the thing.
I guess I'm looking around in the forest, but it's dark. I'm having trouble seeing her.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question is, you're going to try and use your smarts or like your trueness, you know, like your ability to find the way.
I think what Betty would do is just maybe keep moving and
moving
keep
forward.
like going around in circles and trying to like just
That
trying
sounds
to
like
happen
hail.
upon her.
That sounds like you're using hail to try
okay.
and find her.
All right. So is that a 2d6 plus 2?
Plus if your hail is 2, then yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh wait.
You need to roll.
Is that
You need the slash on the front.
thing?
Slash roll space. And then
Ah,
2d6 plus 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, 9. All right, so
Cool.
on a 9, it means that you're not fully successful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a choice here. Either Susan isn't going to be able to find the two of you immediately, or you and Susan aren't going to be able to find. Either you're going to get separated from Susan or from Goldie. So who do you want to be with, and who do you want to be separated from?
I think it makes sense for me to find Susan as I'm widening the circle, and then I guess we find each other, and so that's like a relief, but only momentary, because now we've realized that Goldie is just, we can't hear her at all, I guess.
Yeah. So Goldie, what have you found? What have you stumbled across in the woods?
So I'm thinking of two things. All right, out of world.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of two
we
things.
can jump out if we need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found like a fairy circle, maybe like a tree stump or something with like some little beautiful ornate stones on it. Or I was thinking I might have fallen down a wombat hole. And I'm just gone.
Well,
The typical English animal of the wombat.
Oh,
you know the wombats are wombats
mole?
are stripy in England, right? They have another name that starts with it's a badger. That's what they call them there. They're a different color.
A wombatger.
A wombadger. You've fallen down a wombadger hole. So I mean, I kind of like the idea of like combining those into like there's this like burrow with like a fairy circle entrance. I don't know.
oh yeah.
Does that like that's
Yeah,
a way,
okay.
way to combine those two things that
Yeah,
like,
I think
finding.
I was sort of like skidding downwards a little bit, as I was like, sorry, slipping downwards as I was trying to see this fairy circle because it was quite shiny and beautiful, and I had
Mhm.
lots of very small specks and details.
I'm imagining like
um,
phosphorescent mushrooms as well, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And so as I'm trying to look closer and closer, I put my hand down on a mushroom and all my weight goes behind my hand and I fall down the hole. Head
Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, so I think you like you like go to look at this mushroom and you tumble headfirst down this hole, and like for a little bit you're like you like feel yourself on dirt, and then you find yourself like in padded sort of like linen, and you find that you've like there's like the you look up and you can see that there's like that there's the hole that you've fallen down, and it's quite far, like you've tumbled a fair way, and it looks like it might be difficult to climb back out, but you can still see the like glow of those mushrooms up the top. But around you is like a thick quilt and like some like padded mattress, and like where the edge of the dirt is, like from this hole that you've fallen into, it like emerges out into what looks like you're inside a tent, or like a tent that's somehow set into like a hill or a mound of some kind, and there's like wooden toggles holding this like thick green, like thick the specific green that I'm thinking of, like forest green canvas tent that you're in, and there's all of these cotton and linen and like padding and things that like might be like camp gear that you've fallen into.
Right. So it's sort of like a military tent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that. Okay.
You can.
Oh, right.
I mean, if you want to like think about it and have it and try and work out what it is, you can roll smart if you want, and I'll tell you stuff.
I don't think that my character is the type to stop and think for too long. So no. I think. So I can see the hole. How can I see the hole?
So the way it is that it's like someone like cut the back end of the tent off and jammed it against a hill, and then there's a tunnel up through the hill to the hole where you were.
All right. I'm actually just gonna try and I rummaged around the blankets to see if I actually held on to that mushroom that I went for last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think in order to have like, let's. I feel like that's odd. You know,
Okay.
rummaging feels odd to me. You know, poking around potentially
Yeah.
someone else's stuff. That's not true.
I-
That's odd.
Yeah, I fell down a really big hole, but I care about my mushroom. That might be odd.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. Rolling that.
buddy, friend, you find the crushed remains of a mushroom. You fell on it.
Oh no!
Outside, actually, no, I'm not going to do that because you rolled a 7, so you were successful, but with a catch. You found the mushroom; it is broken. Meanwhile, back outside the hole, I think what. So I mean, let's jump back in time a little bit to when Susan and Betty caught up. What does that look like? I want to know what's the landmark in the forest that you found. Like it could be just like a small enough clearing that a tree is moonlit or something. But like, what's the thing where you find each other?
Yeah, I think a clearing sounds good.
Yeah.
Like there's and probably in that clearing we can get a little bit more of the sense of like the current time of day, and it's later than we would have thought.
Yeah, at this point the sun has set, but we've still got the sky is still grey, not navy.
Yeah. Susan, I think you're right. Yeah, we should head back. Yeah, I've changed my mind now, and yeah, we should go back.
I told you we should go back. Like you never listened to me. Like I told you this was not a good idea. Right, let's just grab Goldie and go. Where is Goldie?
I was chasing her. I was right behind her. Like moments, I was about to find her and about to catch up with her. Yeah, that's the story.
Then what? You were about to catch her and then decided not to?
Well, you kind of interrupted me as I was doing it.
If you were about to catch her, you should have kept going. Why would you stop when Goldie's not here?
Well, I'd found you, so that was like I felt like I'd already succeeded at one thing.
I am fine.
So...
I'm fine. I am Susan. I am fine. Which way was Goldie going?
All right. I'll keep helping. I'll help you.
Oh, will
find
you
Goldie.
now? Will you?
Yeah,
will you?
let's do it. I'll assist.
All right.
I guess you will. Okay, fine. Where's Goldie? Which way are we going?
Well, she wasn't here. And so there's trees all around us. Yeah, she's in one of these directions.
So what you're saying is you weren't close to catching Goldie. You have no idea where she is, and you've lost our sister, and this is all going to fall on me because I'm the big older sister. I have to know what's going on. Fine, follow me. I'm doing this, and I arbitrarily pick a direction, and I just start walking forwards. Very like, we are going here. You have no say in this, Betty. We're going.
Susan, please roll true.
I follow along sheepishly.
Roll true. So that'd be. Oh, I apparently did not do my. No, I've apparently. Oh. I keep trying to do the roll in the Twitch chat. That'll be why.
That's not
That'll explain why the roll command isn't working. 7.
All right. Yeah, I think the 7 is definitely that. So the question in my mind with this was to work out whether or not you see Goldie fall down the hole, and I don't think you do. I think you find this clearing, and you can see that someone has recently like slipped and fallen towards this Wombatja hole, and you can like someone of Goldie's size has fallen down this hole.
Please tell me that Goldie, and I just sort of shout down the hole.
Is there a dirt-covered racket nearby?
Yeah, there definitely is. Yeah. Like
okay.
Hole. Yeah.
In that case, I am definitely shouting down the hole. Just Goldie.
All right, I'm gonna cut back to.
Your mushroom. How far have you fallen down there, Goldie?
It's a good like 20, 30 feet of like tunnel.
Like, we can't see the bottom of this
No.
thing from the top, I'm assuming.
I like go down onto my stomach and I throw a yo-yo like down there, and I'm like, grab onto the yo-yo. I'll pull you up. I'll pull you up.
Do you want to roll me a strong?
All right.
To try
I'll
and
do
see
that.
if you can get a yo-yo
roll-
the whole way down the thing.
Out of curiosity, are yo-yos usually 20 or 30 feet of string?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
I mean,
but
no, but
I'll roll.
I mean, we're not necessarily dealing with a normal hole here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. I'm doing it. That's 9.
Right. Yeah. So, I think you like toss this yo-yo down, right?
Yeah.
And like on the other end, at the other end of the hole, Goldie, you see this like just this furl of rope, like get tossed down, and it's like good, strong, like proper cotton rope.
Okay. I'm like, what are you doing? What is this? It's not mushrooms. Where are the mushrooms?
Grab onto the yo-yo.
There are mushrooms up the top. Come back up, Goldie. Get the heck back up here.
And we see you like I think we definitely see you like stamp and like just crush a mushroom by accident. Like,
And just sort of like shuffle it away with my foot
Yeah.
so it's not visible when Goldie gets back up here, hopefully.
yeah.
I tie it around my waist in the way that I know that Susan has done on me
Oh,
in the
yeah.
past.
Do we need to do a roll to find out whether you actually tie the knot right, or if you just tie something that looks about right?
We don't
and
need to roll-
Whether that's
we
no,
don't-
you successfully mimic my
Yeah.
knots, do you?
You do it all the time. Like I'm across this.
Oh, I've just remembered. Yeah, you probably are aware of these knots, considering how often they're used to tie you to trees.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question. What is your surname?
Hodgson. Comes to
Hodgson.
my mind.
Hodgson.
That works.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you tie that note. You tie that around your waist, Goldie. Yeah. it's-
Yeah, and I just go really slack, and I'm like, yeah, I'm holding it. Ugh.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, what do we do?
Well, I guess I'll try to pull on the yo-yo and try to pull her back up. I didn't now that I'm down here on my belly, I'm surprised that this is working, but yoink.
I'm not attempting to help in the slightest. I'm just watching Betty pull this yo-yo.
So So I think you're gonna roll strong again to pull someone up by a yo-yo string.
All right, gonna do it. 9 again.
All right. Here's your options. Your options are keep yo-yo, but fall down hole, or yo-yo string snaps.
I definitely want to keep the yo-yo. That's my prize yo-yo. So I think I'm going down the hole.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Goldie, I just want to check something. Are you a very good reader?
No.
Okay. All right. Just checking. All right. So, and Betty, you're not wearing skates right now, are you? I can't remember.
No, I slung them over my shoulder
Okay.
when we
You've
went
got them
into
with
the
you, but
forest.
you're
Yeah,
not- Yeah. All right. Cool.
yeah.
So yeah. Susan, what do you do as you see Betty like heave on this string and then just kind of pull herself into the hole, and you hear the sound of like.
I panically scramble over to the hole. At this point, there's no one watching. There's no pretense of not caring. I'm like, okay, 2 of my siblings have now fallen down a hole. I am terrified. This is not a good moment for me. So I just sort of scramble across the floor over to the hole, and I'm just like, Betty, Goldie, what? Get up here! Just exasperated, just shouting down the hole still. How far have you fallen? Where are you?
So Betty, you are landing on top of Goldie in this like on this like padded floor, and you're wrapped in rope. And the rope is and at the end the rope is tied around your finger.
Where's my yo-yo? My prize yo-yo, it's gone. Just got this rope. Gah. But this mat is this like a gymnastic thing? Am I gonna be doing? Well, no, as in I think that's just what Betty is thinking. She's like, right, I want to do some somersaults or some flips.
Betty, you how is this hole? Are you likely to be able to climb back up from wherever you've fallen?
It's very muddy in here, as in the hole, which that's probably what attracted Goldie to it in the first place, I'm guessing.
So no climbing out of this hole.
From what I can see, no.
Look, here's where I'm at, Betty. Like, I told you both we should have gone back.
I agreed with you, remember?
No, you didn't. You ran off into the woods. Look, I can't. Here's my problem. I can't go back now, because if I leave you both here, and then I can't find this hole again, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So, I'm not happy, but I'm coming down the hole because I think that I'm going to get in less trouble if I'm at least with both of you. So I'm coming down the hole, and
Betty,
I'm not happy.
Betty, do you mention the fact that it's got an other side? Like you come out the other side of the hole?
Oh yeah, I mean it's you're gonna have like a safe landing. Just try to land solidly on your feet. Try to bend your knees when you hit the mat, and you should be all good.
Okay, and I'm not paying attention to this advice really. I'm trying to lower myself into the hole slowly. I'm trying to not really commit to going down the hole because I really don't want to be doing this. And eventually I start falling regardless, and I am not prepared for the landing.
Yeah, right. So I like the fact that now there's going to be 3 of you in a 1-person tent. At the far end, right? So like I think what I want to know is Susan, I mean, I'm really tempted to ask Susan to roll me a quick in order to try and not hurt herself on the way down, because if anyone's going to hurt themselves tumbling down this hole, it's going to be Susan.
Oh, that's fine. I'm happy to roll quick. So that's what? +1. 8.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of light bruising. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that that your hail is reduced by 1 until you can find a moment to rest, properly sit down and rest and collect yourself.
Okay, right. So that's currently 2. Okay.
Cool. All right. So the 3 of you are inside this green canvas tent, and I think outside you hear someone it sounds like someone moves some buckets or something. And then you hear a huff, and someone kicks something, and I think that's the point. And I think you see as this happens, the shadow of a humanoid figure passes over the front of the tent, and I think that's where we're going to take a break. So we'll be 5-10 minutes, enough time for a cup of tea.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.